Yo, give it a little bit of gas. Woo, good. Just literally blew it apart. I have no idea. Look at that. What's up, guys? Good morning and welcome back to a new episode from Backyard Boys. If you guys are new to this channel, please lightly tap the subscribe button somewhere down there, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications. In this episode, this is going to be part 2 of making the best looking 1M in the world. And before I explain what all of this is right here, I want to roll some footage of why I got this so early. This was actually supposed to be way after the car is wrapped and things like that, but I'm going to go ahead and roll some footage. Me and the boys went to Mexico, and let's just roll the footage. You'll check it out. As you guys saw there, we had a blast in Mexico, and as soon as we were done, we pulled away, and I did a little pull with the 1M and the M2, and I was kind of revving it pretty high, and the charge pipe just boom, like it literally blew up, and I was like, what the heck, what was that, you know? I went down to look at it, and I'll show you guys in a little bit what it looks like, but let me explain what this is right here. This is a 7-inch intercooler. We got a full bolt on here. We got an oil catch can, all this good jazz here. We have the Android tablet to do the MHD Stage 2 tune on the thing, and also in this episode, we're going to go ahead and install coilovers right here. We got some BC coilovers, brand new. So they are for focus camera. Nope. Anyways, it says 1 Series M Coupe E82. We're gonna go ahead and put those on today, and the first thing we're actually gonna do before anything is put the coilovers on, because it gets dark pretty fast here, and then the rest of the stuff we can go ahead and put the car in the garage and go ahead and install all of that. So guys, let me show you guys what that charge pipe looks like before I take it off. It's actually crazy. Let's go. Here's the 1M, and here is the charge pipe that I'm talking about. And the first thing that I thought was maybe the charge pipe popped off over here, or maybe on the intercooler popped off down there. Then I took a closer look and I was like, wait a minute, that does not look right down in there. Let me get the camera to focus. Look at that. That literally disintegrated. Like, see if I can move it around. Look at that. So our goal is to go ahead and swap that out, install the oil catch can, install all that jazz. But before that, let's go ahead and install these coilovers. Make sure we have that wheel gap deleted, because that's pretty ugly. I don't like wheel gap whatsoever. And then after that, I can go ahead and measure the spacers I need to make this thing perfectly flush. So it's going to be sitting pretty already, besides the wheel powder coat, obviously. And then we're going to actually do the wheel powder coat after the wrap, because the wrap is scheduled in a couple of days, and I won't be able to do that powder coating in time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start pulling off these wheels, installing these coilovers, doing our wheel gap delete mod. Well, there you guys have it. There's one out. That was actually really quick. That was probably like 15-20 minutes, if not less. I went ahead and tapped in a bigger flathead right into here, just kind of open that up. That way I can get the coilover out of there, or the coil out of there very easily, the spring, whatever, the suspension assembly, whatever you call it. You get it out of here very easily and flush. So right now, let's go ahead and get the BC one and install it back in there. Out with the old, in with the new. Dude, what in the world? Look at that difference. This thing's gonna be on the floor. Well, there you guys have it. I went ahead and changed this sway bar link to the one that BC sent me, which is like that golden one. Everything is now tight. Everything is sitting perfect. I don't know exactly how low it's gonna sit, but it looks like it's darn low. So right now it's just like kind of a test sample. It's gonna go low, and then I'm gonna go drive it, measure it all out, and then readjust all of them. But right now, just making them all even. I measured this right here, and right here I tightened everything. So it's time to put the wheel back on and work into the side. Well, this side is now on too. I went ahead and removed the safety jack from under the car. Everything is tight. Let's go ahead and lower this beast. Oh, that looks so good. All right, now, before we do anything, let's go ahead and give this thing a test drive. And then we can work on the rear, kind of see where we're sitting in the front, and see how it rides, if we got all the presets, you know, because sometimes if you adjust the suspension wrong, if you don't preset it, I think it's called, or I forgot exactly, it'll be bouncing around like crazy. But let's go ahead and make sure everything's tight, no clicking noises, nothing. Let's go. Oh wow, put the coilovers in and it still starts. Amazing. So took it for a quick spin and it is right there. It's looking so darn sick. Even with just a little bit of wheel gap delete, man, it just transforms the whole entire car. Wait till we get the spacers. And guys, honestly, I don't even feel that much of a difference. It just feels tighter. That's it. Like, doesn't, as for ride quality, it didn't feel like it went down at all. And if it did at all, it does have dampening adjustment up top, easy access dampening adjustment. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust those. But then again, we only have the coilovers up front right now. We don't have any in the back, and it's sitting already pretty darn sick. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go any lower than this. I probably will though. I gotta see till my spacers come. Wait till the spacers come. I'm trying to get a flush fitment here extremely well. I gotta order some spacers tonight and make sure everything looks perfect. But super nice, super nice. Actually amazed with these BC coilovers. Let's go ahead and get back to the house and install the rear ones, adjust the rear ones, and make it sit perfect, low, clean, and go ahead and dial everything in, because I hear some kind of clunk in the top, in the front right. Maybe I forgot to tighten something, but super minor. We're gonna go ahead and dial everything in, make sure everything is perfect. Let's go back to the house. So I got home and went ahead and backed it up like this to start working the rear coilovers. But before this, I just went ahead and went for another test drive, went for a couple of test drives, just kind of on some bumpy roads, make sure everything's dialed in. I went up, tightened everything under there, make sure everything is perfect, and it was making still a little light, soft clicking noise, which I wasn't really too happy with. But then I adjusted the dampening, made it softer, and it is actually all good now. So let's go ahead and start working on the rear, make sure those coilovers are in and perfectly dialed in as well, and then we can start doing the full bolt-on. And I don't think I'm gonna do the downpipes in this episode because I don't have them, but in the next episode we're gonna do downpipes, tune, and then some pulls, but fun stuff. Stay tuned. Well, the rear one is on and it is sitting a bit too low, but it does look sick, don't get me wrong. This actually looks like that. Looks pretty sick, but it's gonna go up a little bit. That was just the factory or whatever, the coilovers came in like that, so that's how I slapped them in. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back off right now, readjust it about 1 inch up, and then do the same on the other side. All right, well, I went ahead and lifted it up about an inch, and it has no wheel gap, and it looks beautiful. I would love to keep it like this alongside with the front, but I need spacers, and when the spacers come, I'm gonna go ahead and test fit them, which is gonna be in the next episode alongside with most likely downpipe tuning and things like that. But this ride height is beautiful and hopefully it doesn't scrape whatsoever. And right now I gotta test it out and make sure it has no kind of clinging, anything like that. A lot of times I like to go ahead and use my own type of techniques and whatever with these struts. Just I kind of used some of the factory parts on the aftermarket, make it as clean, as neat as possible, because these are the ones that come with the BC, this and this, but the factory ones are much more higher quality, so I use them. So yeah, let's go test them out, make sure nothing rubs or clicks or anything like that. Make sure everything's tight.
A few moments later.
Test drive was a success, absolutely no noises, really nice and quiet. These coilovers were custom made. So the story behind the coilovers, I actually got them from somebody on Instagram, I think it was, but he tried to buy them for his 1 series and apparently they don't fit 1 series. So yeah, there was like a, let me pull this sheet out for you guys, show you what I'm talking about. It shows 1 series M coupe right there, but then there was like these, oh right here, custom build. So yeah, all this good stuff on it. Front rate 8, rear springs 12, and I don't know, dude, they literally drive like OEM, besides the fact that they're adjustable, which is pretty darn sick. So once the spacers come in, this thing will look beautiful. Right now we got to put the last coilover on and start working on the bolt-ons. All right, well, we have gotten all the 4 coilovers on, and unfortunately it is a little bit too dark right now to show you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick walk around the dark, and then tomorrow morning I'll show you guys everything in good lighting. The rear needs to be just raised just a hair, but the front is sitting right about perfect, and then once we get the lip on, it'll be like probably 3-4 inches off the ground. It'll be pretty darn low. Anyways guys, see you tomorrow. Next morning here, and this is just a better visual for you guys in the daylight what the car looks like. And the rear, I just figured, is actually sitting about an inch lower than the front, which will be adjusted, but I will do that when I have the spacers, because I don't want to take the wheel off an extra couple of times. Otherwise the car rides perfect, drives perfect, no noises whatsoever. And this is just perfect right now. I can measure the spacer size I need to get proper fitment. Front is looking beautiful, and it's sitting about, I would say about 5 inches from the ground. So take a look there. Yeah, just under 5 inches. So it's pretty darn low already. Imagine what it's gonna look like with the lip on. It's gonna be just aggressively low. But yeah, this side tucks in a lot, and that could be just from kind of the bump of the road, because the center of the road has a bump. Otherwise, it's sitting perfect, sitting good, rides good, no problems. Rear is gonna be lifted when spacers come. But right now, let's go ahead and start worrying about the full bolt-on kit. I do have, let me get inside. The charge pipe that I have right now for the bolt-on kit is a temporary one. Is because mine is just blown. I ordered a different one that's a better quality one, which I will be putting on in the next episode or so alongside with the downpipes, because charge pipe is really quick to install. So let's go start installing charge pipe. I went ahead and put the car in the garage, and the reason for that is because, so first of all, it's raining outside. Second of all, it's cold outside. And third of all, I think I'm getting a little bit sick, and it's just gonna be better for us to be working inside the garage. Since the car is pretty small, I have a decent amount of room up over here in the front, and I went ahead and set up a light over here. Some lights here, anyways, turned on. Make sure it's bright enough for some solid footage. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and pull off the intake box under here. We're gonna take off this intake box and see what's popping, what's that actual crack over there. Go ahead and see if it did any more damage than just that. Let's go. Well, dude, this is crazy. There you guys have it. That's what it looks like. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be. Just literally blew it apart. I have no idea. Look at that. There was no fall. Like, it didn't pop off or anything. Just blew it apart. Well, I'm happy to get rid of this whole junk system right here and install some actual blow-off valve. Make some noises. This will be beautiful. Let's keep working. Go ahead, fire her up. Went ahead and closed off all these, that one and that one back there. Let's hear if there's any leaks or anything.
You ready?
Yep. Yeah. Yo, give it a little bit of gas. Woo-hoo-hoo. How does that sound? Give her a little bit more. Keep going, yo. That sounds good, dude. See what it has to. Try it again. That's good. Alright, kill it. Well, great success. Everything is working. No leaks, nothing. Let's go give it a quick test spin. Make sure nothing pops off at maybe 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs. And yeah, that's most likely gonna be a wrap for this episode. Next one, we're gonna be doing down pipes and then doing the actual the charge pipe and all the stuff that we got for it alongside with the intercooler. I apologize. I was planning to do the intercooler in this episode, but yeah, things turned out a little bit different. Let's go for a test drive. Give it some. Dude, the interior's so dirty, I gotta detail it. Sounds sick?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully everything goes well. Not sure if you guys can hear it from the inside, but everything is pretty darn good. We took it up to like 5,000 RPM. After the stoplight, we'll take it to 5,000 RPM. Give it a couple revs, see if you can hear from the inside. Not sure if you guys can hear that. You can definitely hear that Civic though.
Oh, damn.
Oh, dude, that one got wrecked. Alright. See if you can hear anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you should be able to hear it. Walk around this bump. Nice and subtle. It's not aggressive or crazy. And if it gets much higher, so the first one it goes like just simple like that, and if it goes higher, it goes like so. It's actually pretty cool. Kind of like, I guess there's like a spring that regulates how much pressure. You get the point. Everything's good. I'm happy. I can drive the car again, not just take it up and down the street, because that's what I was doing with the blow and charge pipe to measure the coilovers and stuff. Anyways, guys, that is gonna be a wrap for this episode. We have gotten the BMW 1M slammed. I mean, decently slammed. It does need some adjustment, but this is gonna be part 1 of 2, basically, of like the mods. Well, you can say I'm gonna have the next part a continuation to this episode of dialing in the coilovers and putting in the intercooler and things like that. This episode was already getting long and we got a ton of work done. But anyways, if you guys are new to this channel, please lightly tap the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications. If you guys want to support the channel, please cop yourself some merch. I'm not wearing any merch right now. Yeah, anyways, you guys get the point. We're getting some new merch here very, very soon. Some hats coming in. BackYardBoyz hats, different colors. They're pretty darn sick. I'll show you guys hopefully in the next episode. But yeah, thank you so much. Peace out. Catch you guys on the next one.